jẹ́ kójú tiwa bí kò ṣe pé ó kọ́lé náà ó ṣiṣẹ́ ṣe lásán wọ́n àlìfà tí omega ra ìràwọ̀ rẹ̀ sí wa. Èmi ò rí orí o Ọlọ́run mi ṣùgbọ́n mo fìlì rẹ̀. Èmi ò rí orí o Ọlọ́run mi ṣùgbọ́n mo fìlì rẹ̀. I have assurance Ọlọ́run mi wípé wá láàyè. I have assurance Ọlọ́run mi wípé wá. It shall be permanent. It shall be permanent. What the Lord has done for us. It shall be permanent. It shall be permanent. It shall be permanent. What the Lord has done for us, it shall be permanent. Èmi ni màá kọ́kọ́ jẹ́rìí ságbára Olúwa. Èmi ni màá kọ́kọ́ jẹ́rìí ságbára Olúwa. Èmi ni màá kọ́kọ́ jẹ́rìí ságbára rẹ̀ Olúwa. Èmi ni màá kọ́kọ́ jẹ́rìí ságbára Olúwa. Our time has been fast spent. And as a matter of fact, I don't think there's more that I need to add or I need to say. But the church leader insists I should talk. And that's why I said, let me honor him, respect him by coming out to say something. Because my dad came out to speak. Professor has spoken. Yesterday we were at Methodist. Me and the Excellency, they invited us for a lunch. And after the Excellency spoke, they invited me to say, no. In protocol, I will not say anything because Excellency had already spoken. But today, I will have to say something by way of appreciation. The appreciation is, I thank the Almighty God for bringing me to the family of Egunyomi. And I want to recognize the Egunyomi family from the eldest, who is Mama Samson. And those who don't know, she's my dad's elder sister. Mommy, Adegoke Mori. When my dad went on what I call it sojourn or in search of livelihood and brought me from Sierra Leone, he handed me over to her. And for years, I never knew she was not my biological mother. Until the Yoruba people, Kesi Mama ran over. Because I never knew she was not my biological mother. People came to tell me. And that thing has been in me and is still in me. That yes, she's my mother. So I thank God for what she did in my life. I'll follow this up with that of my dad. That one has no contention because I came to this world through him. I want to recognize him too. Baba, you want to read that? I'm here today. In that order, I want to recognize Professor and Mrs. Eguyomi. I must say Mrs. Eguyomi, but it should be Professor Eguyomi. Because when he graduated from University of Ibadan in 1972, he was at Iwo to teach at Iwo Grammar School. Then I was in Kefi. I had finished primary school with no school, secondary school to go because of discrimination. He pulled me over from Kefi to Iwo, and so many things I learned apart from the fact that he saw me through secondary education. There's one unique thing that I learned from him, his handwriting. Those who know him know that he has a very good handwriting, because every day he will make sure I write an essay. He will say, write what you did yesterday. I must do that every day. And I had finished primary school, but he bought me a 2D exercise book. So that 2D exercise book, I was using on a daily basis. I was using it to learn handwriting. Today, it remains advantage to me. And he did not stop at that. He caned me seriously. Today, this thing that I've said today has become what? An advantage. And those are the things that shaped my life. So that I don't waste so much of our time, I will group the other Eguyomi family. But before grouping the other Eguyomi family, I will be making mistake if I refuse to mention my late uncle, Engineer Biodun Tumbi, because he also did so much in my life. He's not here today, but the wife is here. So in place of Engineer Eguyomi, please, I want the wife to please stand up for recognition. Kayode can stand with her too. Thank you very much. Because Engineer Tumbi, in fact, some people said it was because Mama took care of the two of us. That's how maybe some people say we are careless with money. That we just throw away money like dressing sailors. So thank you very much. I also want to recognize the other members of Eguyomi family in group. Whether you have become Odeshola or whatever, you are Eguyomi family. Please, can you all stand up for recognition? Hey, Yinka, Ola Shoko, yes, it still remains Eguyomi. Thank you very much. Yes, let me come home to the service. I want to specially talk about the CAN president, who also doubles as the Nigerian Baptist Convention president. We met about 2-3 years ago at Vancouver in Canada. Dr. Adegoke introduced me to him. So when he introduced me to him, he said, is this Adegoke? So when he said, is this Adegoke? I knew he heard about me. We were by the riverside. So I now said, yes. He said, that he has heard so much about me. He went for a Baptist Alliance meeting that time. And since that time, we've been communicating, we have been discussing, and I discovered that he's not only spiritually blessed, he's a scholar. Because I said he's a scholar because if you look at most of his presentation, he will start with introduction, followed by literature review. After literature review, he will go into methodology. After methodology, he goes into recommendations. Then he goes into conclusion. I said, so you can see that he's not just a doctor, he's a PhD holder. And that is the difference between the two. So, Doctor, and of course, it's my namesake. It's also Samson. So, and, and if you look at it too, we're about the same height. Maybe. So we communicate frequently and share a lot of things. Dr. Samson Ayokunle, the president, because he made this occasion a national event. Anywhere the current president moves into, that event becomes a national event. So many people have called me today to find out what is really happening in Ogbomoso, because it's all over the place that the current president is in Ogbomoso today, and it's circulated all over the place. Thank you very much. And I was opportune and fortunate to meet Madam yesterday. So they came in yesterday and came straight to my house. Thank you very much, Madam. I won't be able to recognize other members individually, but I mean the spiritual fathers. Rather, I will do that in group. I say thank you very much for your contribution to this occasion. There are those who came from Abuja, Kefi. I'm talking about spiritual leaders too. I won't be able to mention their names, but if they are, since they are here, I want them to please stand up in group for recognition. Reverend Taiwo of Baptist Church, Ashrop of First Baptist Church, Akwanga, Evangelist Olubumi of Akefi, Reverend Abel Alamu, Reverend Adegoke, Reverend Alafioluwa Karo, and others. Thank you very much for your contribution, and particularly for standing up to grace this occasion. I also I don't want to miss an issue. So let me say it before. My son, who is in England, just surprised me by coming in yesterday for this occasion. Those who know him know that he's a stubborn boy. He still remains a stubborn boy, because he didn't tell me he was coming. He has, though he's finished his master's and has gotten admission to do a PhD. His name is Adegoke. He's popularly called Papa. If you look at him, look at him. He's a friend to Engineer Lawa. I don't know what they have in common. I deliberately slowed down this introduction because there's the person I want to introduce last. So I also want to recognize our royal fathers in group. Thank you very much. But I want to specifically mention Onkwetu of our area, since we are from Ijeru. So Onkwetu is an Oba is not a friend, but Onkwetu is my friend and my partner. For those who understand, they know why he's my partner. Yes, I think I've gotten to where I am going to. Okay, before I say that, let me also specially recognize Malam Eke Bello. I don't know if Malam Eke Bello is still around. Malam Eke Bello. Malam Eke Bello is my friend. Anytime there's Ileya, Itunu, and every other thing, we do it together. So he remains permanently my friend. Engineer Lawa, I've mentioned, I've introduced you, I've introduced Olani Pekun, I've introduced Dr. Akani and the rest of them. So let me now come back home. Coming back home is to introduce the only one, that people refuse to, and up till now, have not understood the relationship between us. There has been so much insinuation. Professor Seluni, Yomu Wabi, Yomu. Unfortunately, there has not been that discussion between me and him. I said unfortunately in the sense that they're just gambling. We have never discussed anything like that. But for those who have studied me and him, I think we're one of the same father. Most of the things that he does are the things that I do too, without cross-checking with each of us. So I therefore say thank you to no other person other than the engineer Lawa. The former executive governor of Oyo State, Otumba Christopher Alao Akala. Everywhere he goes, he refers to me as his younger brother. And people are surprised as to why I remain his younger brother. So I'm sure time will tell. Thank you very much. Excellency, I want to seize this opportunity. I want to seize this opportunity to also congratulate Reverend Dr. Shola Lawa. Because for you to be alive, just like Baba said it, it's not a small grace that God gave you to witness this, to have this. Your name is already written. It's not just physical marble, spiritual marble. Because this is an edifice without mincing words. So congratulations. And I also want to say one thing. For those who didn't know, for this edifice to come to a place, there were so many disagreements to the extent that people wanted to box all working for God. I was just looking and saying, so we thank God. So if there was any misunderstanding along the line, it's because of what? It's because of today. So we thank God for your life. And I'm sure the sky will be your limit. Let me just limit at that. So for those who traveled from Ogoma, from Kefi, Abuja, far and wide, thank you very much for being part of this occasion.